So throughout the night, the temperatures dropped, the rain carried on, as did the wind, and my tent, to be fair, the Van Gogh Novice 100 kept me really dry, but the sleeping bag I'd bought with me just wasn't as warm as I initially thought. I had to put on my thermals to get any sleep at all, but the real surprise came the next morning when I poked my head out of the tent and saw that there was a pickup truck across the gully from me, just sort of staring at me, just sat there. I tried to wave, I tried to interact with it. He was having none of it. He just sat there. And then when I packed up my tent and left, a second one came and tried to cut me off. He had his window down, so I was fully prepared to be getting told off, but he just waved and carried on past me. So I don't know what that was about. I'm assuming they were some kind of local park rangers just making sure I wasn't interfering with the wildlife. But with no further hint as to what they wanted from me, I just carried on and set off for Ardverikie.
So I've just woke up and I'm back on the road, on the path rather, and 2 Range Rovers came out of nowhere. So park's obviously managed, and they were a little bit sort of wondering what I was doing, I expect. But as I got up and walked on, they left. I tried to see if they wanted to speak to me, but they didn't get any closer. So yeah, just left it at that really. Might have the same thing tonight, but we'll see. As for these 2 mysterious figures from last night, I'm starting to figure out what they are and why they looked so mysterious. There's just 2 sort of statues there at the entrance. So that's what I was looking at. So, plan of action time. I've spotted another Land Rover. So it's obviously very well managed, this park. I'm going to keep walking until I reach Ardverikie now. I've got about another hour until I get there probably. And then I will have done really what I came here to do, have an extra night in the area. So what I think I might do is loop back around, camp just before Loch Pattack at another lake that's there, and then hike back into Ardverikie. And I've just sent an email with a limited connection I've got to a man who runs a hostel in Ardverikie. In fact, there doesn't appear to be much in Ardverikie, to be honest, but there may be a bar if I'm lucky. There may be a bar too. So yeah, hike to Ardverikie first thing, and then next stage will be setting up camp for tonight, and then I'll be hiking tomorrow morning. Bloke said I could check in from 4, so that may well be what I do depending on progress.
As I approached Ardverikie estate, I was just taking a lot of time to appreciate the atmosphere and in what a mystical, mysterious, enchanting setting it is. It's almost Arthurian, and to be totally frank with you, I got so wrapped up in it that I didn't take that much footage. But here are a few of the clips that I did manage to get.
Just come away from Ardverikie estate, sorry. However, a little anecdote. I was walking up to the estate and I thought I could hear voices. I thought, oh, I'm imagining things. Been out here too long. But I keep walking down and do eventually get up to the estate. And there are 2, to be fair, really nice looking blonde girls who are just taking a look at the estate like me. So I ask them, is it okay to walk down a bit further? and say yes, and you know, I say thanks and everything. And just as they're turning away, I thought they were dressed really similarly, but just as they were turning away, I noticed Team GB. So if you're an Olympic athlete and you were at Ardverikie Estate on July the 12th, you don't even realize it. You just touched greatness and met one of the most astounding men of a generation. Now, as I started to climb towards the isolated Loch and my pitch for the night, my legs were killing me. The elevation gain was really starting to make itself felt, and that combined with the fact that I had had no real human interaction for going on 16 hours, the following ensued. Money, 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 loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful and everything I do. Oh, I'm hiking mountainside and you don't want me to. Well, you can't tell by the way I use my walk that I'm tired as Now, I don't like to be an isolationist, but I am trying to find somewhere where those Range Rovers aren't going to come and bother me tomorrow morning. Because of course, I'm gonna pitch up late, leave early, but he was there proper early this morning, and I don't really know why. He never made himself clear. So, yeah. If I could just find somewhere a bit more remote enough that he won't come, or they won't come, that would be perfect. Because I'm sure they were just checking if I was a poacher or could be doing anything out here. But at the same time, I felt a bit like one of those parasites when they get attacked by a red blood cell. And all the Range Rover blood cells were descending upon me. Oh, it's nice. Yes. Anyway, gonna put camera away now because I'm really finding it hard to catch my breath actually. Where's the sun here? Need more sun. Now, the thing I'm learning quite quickly is I need water before I set up camp, because by the time I've set up, all I want to do is lie down, and there isn't always water in the area, so I'm going to go down and grab something here. It's going to be a bit of a palaver. There we go. So, this is what my backpack looks like for BT dubs. That's my little waterproof sleeve for it there. Right, let's have a look see. So I've basically got, it's just a plastic bag with another bag in it. That's like a hydration pack, and this is what I'm putting the dirty water in to filter from. So this water looks, let's see. There's a bit of redness in it, but to be honest, I'm looking up, we're quite high up. I've seen no sign of rodents in the area or sheep, which I have been seeing further down, where there's drop-ins and stuff. But there isn't any up here, so I'm hoping, just look over quickly. Just trying to see if there's any unusual coloration in the water or any other drop-ins around it, or
if there are any dead creatures in it. There doesn't appear to be. So, yeah, I think this is as good as we're going to get, really. If I'm honest, like. So, as goes nothing. Trying to get it off. No. So after this stumble, my camera just completely packed up and I had to wait to get to the top of Loch to sort it out. So again, didn't get any footage of my tent being set up, but I found a really nice spot and started to get some supper on. And that's supper, and that is the wind you can hear. To be fair, I've picked a pretty conspicuous spot, and it's not really sheltered at all from the wind, but I managed to use the top of this pot to stop the flame from burning the surrounding grass. It wasn't burning it terribly much, but it was burning it a little bit, so I thought it best to protect it like that. Don't really use the lid that much anyway. Oh, make sure my spoon isn't melting now. And it's just oh, there you go. It's just singeing the top of these little plants here, but I think I'll be forgiven, as you won't even be able to notice when I've left. So anyway, tonight's gourmet meal is another Wayfarer. It's the all-day breakfast, because I need to use it up, and I've got another one for tomorrow morning. But yeah, been pretty good about myself. Got a brilliant spot to camp. I'm gonna wake up to this tomorrow morning, provided the mist doesn't take too much up, because when I looked just now, it's like a cloud passed over and the whole thing just disappeared in front of me, and that's me just burning my hand. Okie doke, gonna focus on what I'm doing now. Full disclosure, night 2 was a complete disaster. The temperatures dropped way below what they had been on night 1 from being so high up. The wind kept me awake all night, and on top of that, I had to start worrying about a fever that I'd recently developed, because I'd felt my ears get hot on the way up, but now it was taking up my whole face, and I really had to start worrying about how I was going to get down the next morning if I was ill. It's feeling quite hot. I don't know if it's from the walking. My ears are quite red. Yeah, feeling a little bit feverish. This is not good.